Hi, Martinelli.
Hello, Alan.
So I'm very happy to have you here.
I'm
Martinelli is a
I'm
dear.
also happy to be
Oh,
here.
Martinelli is a dear friend of mine. He's a professor at PUC-Rio here in Brazil. He works with combinatorial optimization, with integer programming, math heuristics like the hybrid algorithms. He also has a vast experience on vehicle routing problems. He's known to have worked a lot on the arc routing problem. Recently, he's working with other problems such as problems in the maritime logistics and so on. And yeah, thanks once again to be here. So, how are you?
I'm fine. Given the situation, I'm quite fine. And
Yeah,
you?
yeah. I hope you're safe there. Things are not looking good here in Brazil during the pandemic.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, we are here to talk about a lot of things. So I would like to know how everything started for you. So when did you had the first clue that you'll be working with optimization and you know problem solving and this type of applications? So please let me know how everything started.
Well, I thought I was going to start telling when I was born, where I was born, or things like that. Actually, probably the people that are watching this video, they don't know. You said that we are good friends, but usually when we talk like very informal stuff like that, right?
Yeah,
So,
sure.
well, I've always liked math since I was young, since I was really young, like in preschool. I don't know how to say
Elementary
some
school, I
things in
think.
English. And sorry,
Elementary school or junior high or
elementary school, junior high, yeah. And then I got my first contact with computers. I was like 10 years old in school. It was like 286, 386, like very old computers. And my school, it had like some kind of program for academic, for students to have the first contact with academic software and stuff like that. I used to play with Logo, right? It's like a very old software in DOS, still in DOS. And then when I get to high school, I was like about 14 years old. My family bought our first computer. It was a 486. And then I started to play even more. Like we can wait for your telephone
yeah, I have
to
to. I
stop.
was not expecting that, but go ahead, please.
Oh, it's not a problem. So, and then I got my first computer. I was like 14 years old. But actually I was doing technical high school in mechanics, and I liked it a lot. But during the 4 years of the technical high school, I realized that I was going to study computer science. And then after the 4 years, the high school, it was 4 years, different from regular high school in Brazil that is just 3 years. And I learned a lot of stuff of mechanics. It was nice. I liked it, but I realized that it was better to I was better with computers. So I did the exam for the State University of Rio de Janeiro, UERJ, the Universidade do Estado do Rio de Janeiro, and I started to study computer science. That's it. And well, what else you want to know? Do you
Oh,
want to
sure.
ask
I said
something?
Wedge is very.
Otherwise it's like a monologue.
Oh,
I
sure.
will
Yeah, yeah.
stay
Right.
keep talking
Wedge
alone.
is next to Maracanã, as far as I'm concerned, right?
Yeah, it's
The
just across the street.
yeah, very
You
famous.
just Yeah, just across the street you are in Maracanã, and it's funny because I used to study during the nights, mostly during the night, and Wednesday was big games day. So usually Wednesday it was crazy. Sometimes it was very hard to go home or to even to arrive at the university, and even worse because some days people use the parking lot of the university to park cars and go to
Oh,
the matches. It was a bit crazy, but it was nice. I really like UERJ. UERJ was like very important in my life because when I started the college in computer science, I started to study a lot of programming, and I discovered during the first. I think already in the first semester, I discovered that there was some there were some competitions of programming competitions, and already in the second semester, I did one. I participated in one that was the Brazilian Olympiads in informatics. I don't know how to say.
Hmm.
In English, it's like a part of IOI, that's International Olympiads in Informatics,
Hmm.
and it was like I knew very few, but this kind of competition, it was not for people in the university, but for people in the high school in the beginning of the university. And I did quite well. I get a silver medal. I was not a second place. They have
Hmm.
like ranges for
I know. Yeah.
medals.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they
Hmm.
have ranges for medal, but I got silver medal. I have it until today. It's like here in my bedroom. So it was 2001, and then after that I started to study for the International Collegiate Programming Contest, and I participated in the ICPC for 4 years, I think, for 4 years. My whole time, the whole time during the university, I was involved in this kind of things. So I studied a lot of algorithms, a lot of dynamic programming, graphs, and grid algorithms and stuff like that. You know, so and to participate in this kind of competition, you had to know by heart the algorithms. So until today, I can write like max flow algorithms without seeing anything.
From
Just sit
scratch.
and write from
Yeah.
scratch. Yes,
Well, that's awesome.
because a lot of training.
But you didn't have like, did you have any contacts with like linear programming and stuff like that?
Well, and it was funny because just before answering that, it was funny because during the university, during my college time, I had never thought of being a teacher or professor or giving classes. When I got to the university, I thought, okay, I'm going to graduate and then I'm going to work in a company on developing and stuff like that. And especially because my mother was a teacher. My mother, she was a Portuguese literature teacher, and she had like 4 jobs
Wow.
to earn enough money.
Hmm.
And I was my whole life watching her doing that. Some years she was working like from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m., and it was
That's
crazy. I saw my
crazy.
mother in the morning, in the
Uh,
night. That's it. And this is the kind. Well, I think everybody knows that teachers in Brazil, they are not very paid, right? And I think in several places in the world it's like this. So I never thought about this, right? And then I was thinking of studying a lot of algorithms and then go to to the industry. But answering your question, I had two courses during the university, during my college. My computer science college, it was still the old, how can I say, the old structure
okay.
of the course,
The
that it
curriculum.
was
You mean the curriculum?
curriculum, the old
Okay.
curriculum. Yeah, exactly this. And the old curriculum, it was like a lot of math and computer science. It was like half of it was math. I had like 5 different courses on linear algebra. I had
Oh,
like 3 courses of algebra, 4 calculus, and analytics geometry and several stuff. And I thought it was great because I loved it. And I had one course of linear programming. It was quite simple. Thinking nowadays, it was quite simple. It was interesting because my first grade, it was terrible. I got like 4 out of 10. It was funny because nowadays I teach it,
yeah. I know.
right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I like to tell my students this because my first grade in linear programming, it was 4 out of 10. It was because I didn't study anything. I thought I knew. I thought I knew it, but when you get to the test, you realize that you have to study a little bit more to solve a simplex. And then I only got right graphical question. Like you have to
Yeah.
do the graph and
Yeah.
say, okay, this is the optimal. And then I got this great grade. After that, I started to study a lot, and I got 10 on every other test exams that I had. And in this course, I had linear programming. As far as I remember, I had some kind of transportation. I think I had transportation problems, and I think I have how can I say designation assignment.
Assignment problem. Yeah.
It's assignment in English,
Yeah,
right?
because in
Because I only
Portuguese
remember.
there are three names for that problem, like
Yeah, and
alocação,
I learn as
atribuição.
designation,
No, yeah,
designação.
yes, there are three names for
Yeah,
that.
I learn like this.
Every guy uses a different one, like alocação, designação, atribuição. They're all assignments. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's assignment.
even every book written in Portuguese, sometimes you get like one of these options.
Yeah. And then after this course, I had a course on operations research. This is of course is a part of algorithms and the other stuff, you know. And then I have this course of operational research, and nowadays I know that it was not operational research. You know, I had like, yeah, okay, it was operational research. I have only graphs, right?
Okay,
But
yeah.
graph algorithms. But the point is, we had this kind of
Background.
background from other course. We had a course on algorithms that we learned graph algorithms. But the point is, we were supposed to learn graph problems, but using linear programming, integer programming, like to learn that you can model a max flow using integer programming, and it has the property of the solution use simplex is going to be integer and stuff like that, you know. But we were like far away from that. You know, we learned like shortest path, searches, and flow. I think we don't even learn mean cost flow.
Okay.
And it was very easy to me because I had already studied this in the other course, and I had to know this for the competitions. So this kind of courses, they were like, okay, I know that. I've already studied that. And it was nice because we learned for the competition because we had a coach. He is a professor in the State University, Paulo Estacio Duarte, and he was also he was our coach, and he was also my final project advisor, and it was very nice. He did a lot for us, you know. When we went, usually these competitions, they were in São Paulo. That's another state. For people that don't know, it's like 450 kilometers from here. It takes like 6 hours to get by bus, no. And it was funny because it was a bunch of kids, okay, 20 years old, but kids, okay. And each team, is composed by three students. And usually we send like 2 teams, like 6 students, and the university had to pay for us to buy the bus tickets, the hotel, stuff like that. But usually the university it takes a lot of time to give you the money. I don't know how is it in the Federal University of Paraíba, but it's like that. You ask for the money, and they give you the money like 1 month, 2 months after.
Yeah, there's some bureaucracy involved. It usually takes time. Yeah.
And it was like that. So this professor, he used to pay for us
From his
everything
pocket.
from his pocket.
Yeah.
And then he asked for the money
Refunding
to
later.
arrive like
Yeah.
months later. And it was amazing. He's an amazing guy. He's an amazing guy. And then one thing that's interesting, the last year that I was in college, I participated, and they decided to do the competition in 2 phases. So the first phase, it was going to happen in Rio, and this phase, it happened in PUC-Rio, in the university that I work today. And it was very not a coincidence, right? But that was the day that I met my advisor, my master and my PhD advisor. He was the director of the site that of the competition in PUC-Rio. And I also have pictures with him in this day. So it's very nice because I have pictures of him the day I met him. It's
That's
it's
awesome. Yeah,
it's
I
very
want to see
nice.
that later.
Yeah. You want to see? He has hair. I have more hair. I have hair like almost here, and my hair was like here
Yeah,
also.
I know
Yeah,
that.
I have
I remember
yeah,
that from almost
that
like
big
I don't know,
hair.
10 years ago. I saw
Yeah.
you when I saw you for the first time. You had long hair.
This competition was in 2004.
Hmm.
Was October 2004, and it was very nice because I met him there, and I think it was when I started to think of going to PUC, because before that I was thinking of going to the Federal University of Rio because they have a very good graduate course too in computer science. But after a while, I decided to go to PUC. I applied to both. I got accepted on both, and then I went to PUC.
Nice. So like you
Let me
had
drink it.
you had like a strong background in math during your undergrad period. That's very nice. And also had this very nice experience on like competitions, and like you got to really learn the optimization algorithms and also other types of algorithms as well, sure. But that is already pretty good, like a pretty good background to start a graduate course. And just for out of curiosity, when did you start like you went like you became like a operation research aficionado, let's say, right? You I know you love what you do,
Oh,
right?
actually, I was not into operation research before going to PUC. You know,
Oh,
during the competitions, we had to study a lot of algorithms, as you said. And one thing that I liked a lot to do, it was integer theory. I don't know how to say. I don't remember how to
mm-hmm.
say integer numbers theory
Ah, okay, number theory,
algorithms.
yeah, okay.
I used to love them. Like I have two books on them. I studied like the primality test in polynomial time. I studied several factorization algorithms and stuff like that. But when I get to PUC, I started to talk to Marcos Poj,
Mm-hmm.
right? My
Sure.
my future advisor by that time, and he was working with routing problems. It was
Ah,
like
okay.
completely different routing problems, you know. And then I realized, okay, I can keep working. I can start actually because after before that I was just playing with competitions,
Mm-hmm.
but I thought, okay, I can start working with integer theory, integer numbers theory,
Mm-hmm.
or I can start working with routing problems. That's more operation research. And then I thought, okay, which one seems to be to have a better future?
Ah,
And
okay.
then I realized, okay, and there was Marcus also. There was Marcus Poggi,
Mm-hmm.
and I said, okay, so let's work with routing.
Mm.
And then I started to work with CARP,
Ah, okay, like
with the
arc routing
capacitated
problem.
arc routing problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, but I was going to ask you about your heavy metal passion. I was wondering that if that started when you joined WERJ or when you're like still in school,
No,
because
school.
yeah, because I
No,
know
school.
you kind of try to uh, schedule your conferences based on the heavy metal
No.
festivals, right?
Actually, it's the other way around. Well, I listened to heavy metal since I was like 13 years old. So it's been a while. Nowadays, I don't have actually. Just if you want to see,
Sure.
just let me show you something. I have here
Oh.
just just on top of my head here. It stays here with me all the time. Well, okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Okay.
okay.
Go ahead. Yeah.
So, and I listened a lot of heavy metal during my teens, and I tried to have bands when I before the university. I tried several bands, several bands. But when I got to the university, I thought with myself, like, which one you are better doing, like playing music or with computers? So I decided that I was better with computers, and then I quit playing or quit trying to have bands.
You play
That's it.
like bass guitar or
Yeah, it's a bass guitar.
yeah, but yeah,
Yeah.
so I noticed that. Yeah. But like, do you think that how that's of like, do you when you code, when like when you're studying, like you that inspires you, that gives you some boost and some encouragement, or you like when you study or when you're doing that, you just don't prefer listening to music? Uh,
Actually, I have this, especially now. I think it was all my life. When I'm working, not only coding, but music helps me to focus.
yeah,
You
same
know.
here. Yeah, yeah. That's why I asked you.
So, and it's funny because I listen to music very loud because well, that's why it should be.
Uh,
And yeah, and it's funny because I can put like the most extreme heavy metal, like death metal or whatever, very loud, and after I think after like 5 minutes or less, I focus and I stop listening the music. If you ask me like 1 hour later, what did you listen? And I will say to you, I have no idea because I just turn off. I think it's because the music helps you to keep your attention on what you are doing and nothing distracts you.
yeah.
And especially when I used to work in labs, or when I worked on the industry for 2 years in an open room
Hmm.
with a lot of noise, and it was the way that I used to work. I put the headset, music, and I just focus on what I'm doing, and nothing distracts me. It's very good,
Yeah.
but yeah.
I asked you that because I can relate quite a lot because during that period, exactly during the undergrad, I like when things became more tough, like when compared to regular high school. So there's a lot of when you go from school to university, you get more challenging subjects and so on. And I noticed that I had to focus more to get better grades and like music in the beginning I could not like read and listen to music at the same time or but after a while I just got very used to that and ultimately it made me who I am in the sense that I'm very addicted and I it's like a drug. I need that when I have to even to write papers or even to code or whatever. I basically can and it's funny is that after a while like when you start listening to the songs especially you just forget that it's there but
Yeah.
somehow it makes you feel very focused and
Um,
yeah.
I even have a different headset for music that's wireless, so I can go anywhere.
Yeah.
This one I use to classes and to what we are doing,
Hmm.
but this one is I use to listen to music. So I just change. Sometimes I put on the. I use this for cycling too, you know. And I think the most hard thing to do is to read, to get used to read with music.
Yeah, I think I can
It's a
say
bit
that
hard.
I mastered that after some
Yeah.
couple of years. Yeah, in the beginning it was really hard, like to try to memorize something while listening to music. That can be hard, I understand, but like after a while, like reading theory, like taking a integer programming book or paper and reading through that, listening to music. I got used to that after a while, and it helped me maintaining focus and so on. So it's very nice to see that somebody else. That's why I had this curiosity because I know you're very much into like music and so on.
Hmm.
It's very much part of your life. So yeah, I was wondering if you like during the undergrad you
It's
had the same thing.
very part of my life. I can list some things nowadays, even more with the things that I've already done. I started to go to concerts when I was like 14, 15. I don't quite remember. I think it was 95. Well, I can say my age. I'm going to be 40 this year. So
Mm.
I think I had like 15, something like that. I went to Monsters of Rock with Skid Row, Motorhead, and Iron Maiden. It was crazy. And since then, I went to several concerts all my life. And one thing that you said is not exact because I don't schedule conference based on concerts. I look for concerts based on conferences. You
Ah,
know, it's the other way
the
around.
opposite.
But
Okay.
it's usually it's hard. It's hard. But I managed to do that twice in my life. It was once I went to a conference in Miami, the Informs conference, optimization or something, and then I found a metal concert of two bands that I liked in Fort Lauderdale, and then one night I got a car and went there to watch the to watch the concert. It was very nice. It was very nice concert. And another one, when I went to optimization days in Montreal, Journée de l'Optimisation. I found a concert. This one was great. It was a concert only with metal bands with female vocals. It was very nice. It, four bands, two of them I knew a lot, and it was very nice, very nice. It was Humans, Andrea, Cobra and the Lotus, and I don't remember.
Yeah,
That's it.
this remember I also that rang me a bell of another story. Like when you know Thibaut Vidal, when I met him for the first time in 2012, we invited him to come here to attend like the Brazilian OR conference that happened at the same time as CLAIO, the Latin American OR conference. And he just called me or something and I said, hey, there is an Epica show here. I said, what?
Epica.
Yeah, what is that? Like it's, I know it's a heavy metal band. No, I like very much.
With
So
female vocals too.
exactly,
It's like
yeah.
a
That's why
rock.
yeah. So I just Googled it. I had my computer and said, okay, that's not really my cup of tea, but he wants to go, and I have to be a nice host. Like so, we were in Rio.
But
Uh,
it's quite light Epica.
yeah, I know, but
It's
it's yeah,
heavy metal, but it's quite okay.
yeah. I'm more into classic rock, hard rock, and stuff
It's
like that. But
no Napalm Death, no Cannibal Corpse.
so I went there with another friend of mine, Vinicius Petrucci. He's in US right now. So we went there and they were singing and Thibaut was crazy and I was just okay, yeah, nice. It was a nice experience. It was in Fundição Progresso, the concert. Uh, but yeah, it was funny. Like he also he found that concert when he was like in Rio, and then we finally went there. But now coming back to your masters, you started working with arc routing. Was it your choice,
Yeah.
or was it given to you?
Actually, it was 2005, and Marcos proposed me to not propose me in marriage, but proposed me to start working with arc routing. What he proposed to me and another student that was Guilherme, and then we started to do this dual accent heuristic.
Mm,
Keep in mind that we're talking about 2005
okay.
because and then we started to work on the dual accent heuristic because Marcus thought it was a good topic for us, and then we did some advance. We got some results. It was very nice, and by the end of the first year of the master, Marcos talked to me that he thought it was better if Guilherme kept the topic, and then I started to work on another thing because we should have different topics for the master thesis, and I said okay, and then I started to work in this how can I say railway planning problem.
Mm.
That was an application with the industry and stuff like that to do the planning for long-term planning for this, and then I did mathematical models for this problem, and it was my master. Okay,
Mm.
and okay after that during the second year with this project, I start to work in the industry in this problem, in this very problem, in this railway problem for a big company in Brazil. I was not working for the company. Actually, I was working for a company that was selling the software to the big company in Brazil, right? This big mining company. And then I worked my second year of master. I finished my master, and the next year I stay only working in the company. I didn't start my PhD. Besides that, I was already teaching in the state university.
Oh,
Was
okay.
one important thing, because the state university, they have this temporary lecturers. I was trying to find the the word in English. Temporary lecturers, and you could be like a temporary lecturer for almost 3 years. And then I started in the second year of my master, and I finished my master. The next year, I was just working in the company and giving classes in the State University of Rio. After that, I realized, okay, I'm going to do the PhD. Actually, by that time, I did the whole master plan of my life.
So you did your master plan when you're doing masters.
After the master,
After the okay.
yeah, I realized, I said to myself, okay, I want to do the PhD, okay, but I want to do the PhD to become a professor, right? I want to be a professor like the professors that I know. I think it's a nice career, and I want this. I don't want to work in the industry. And notice that's quite different of what I was thinking when I was in the university, right? And then I thought, okay, it's going to take like 4 years of PhD, and then after the PhD, I'm going to apply to some universities, because here in Brazil, you have to do some exams, and it's very hard to get into the university. So okay, so 4 years of PhD, and then maybe like 1-2 years until I get a position, or a professor position in some university. Said, okay, so let's do that. And then I quit my job. I quit my job, and I went back to PUC, and I went back to work with Marcos Poggi. And imagine,
okay, which year was that?
And I started my PhD in 2008.
Okay, right. I also started the same year.
My master was 5 and 6. 7 I just worked, and 8 I went to I started my PhD.
Okay.
And you, when did you start?
2008. We started this together. Yeah.
In the same year. But you were in UF.
Yes, Federal Fluminense. Yes, right, in Niterói.
UF.
UF.
So imagine what I started to work when I got to the PhD. Do you have a guess?
You mean the topic?
The topic, yes.
I would again, the obvious guess will be arc routing, but
yeah,
okay.
Carp. Actually, I just get back almost in the same point that I stopped work on Carp like 2 years before. Because the other student, he just quit the master.
Oh.
And then he just quit the master. He didn't finish the master, and the research is stopped by that time. And I just got it back 2 years later, and I start again to work with arc routing problems, and that's it. And it was the beginning of my PhD.
Yeah. So you did a lot of exact stuff, right, during the PhD. I know part of that work because I was. I was.
The thing is, the first years of PhD, I studied. Here in Brazil, we have a lot of courses.
Yeah.
So the first year of PhD is hard to do anything. You have to study, you have to take courses, and some places out of Brazil it's not like this. And I did very few things in the research in the first year, but in the second year, I started to do more stuff, and I finished I improved the dual assent heuristic. I did the exact formulation for the capacity cut separation for the carp. I did some other stuff, and then you appeared in my life. Anand appeared in my life I was talking to Marcus Poggi, my advisor, about how we should publish the work that we were doing. And then Marcus told me, "Well, there is this guy from. Actually, I had I had met you before that.
I think we saw each
Yeah,
other, but
yeah,
we
we
haven't
saw each
spoken.
other before that.
Yeah.
Yes, it was in
Bento
the Brazilian
Gonçalves,
Symposium. Yeah, Brazilian Symposium on Operation Research in
2010.
Bento Gonçalves. I was talking to Eduardo Show. Eduardo
Yeah.
Show was your co-advisor,
Yeah, my
right?
co-advisor. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking to Marcos and Eduardo Shoa, and I remember it. I think Bento Gonçalves was 2010.
2010.
No,
Yeah. Right.
10.
2010
No,
for
but
sure. Yeah. 2010.
then I was in the third year already.
Yeah.
So there is a gap. Maybe I don't remember quite well the timing, the real timing. But it was something like that. I was talking to Marcos and Eduardo, and Eduardo was saying, "Oh, there is this student that I'm co-advising in UF. He's very good student. He codes a lot. He's very smart. He's blah 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 blah." blah." And Marcos was, "Oh, well, nice, blah, blah." And then Eduardo said, "Oh, he sat there. He's just sat there. We were in a restaurant, actually in a bar. We were having, yeah, bar restaurant.
Yeah, I
We
know.
were having like a pizza, something like that." And then I remember like you were sat in a like big table with a lot of people, and Anand was like the way he is, like he was sat like this, right, in the table. And like this.
But I'm
I
short.
have to. Yeah, I know. And I remember your face. I remember your face with your glasses there, sat like looking to the horizon. And I thought, well, this guy looks like crazy.
No,
So,
come on.
looks like a crazy dude. This Indian guy. And then after that, they cut the scene. We go back to PUC. And I was talking to Marcos, and Marcos told me, "Well, that there is this student of Eduardo. I didn't like connect the dots that it was you."
I think that
And
was in
then
2011 when he came to you. But after I met him, I mean I knew him, but I met him only in 2011, Marcos. So I think that was the
but I
first
think but I think we started to talk to each other before that.
2011, right?
Was
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
I think it was then.
No, because I met
No?
Marcos in Spain, and then he mentioned about you and your work, and then after that I got your phone call. But in my defense, when I met you in 2010, I was talking to Eduardo Show, and he said, "Look, I have a meeting. I can't talk now. I have a meeting with Martinelli." And then I saw him going, like passing by with you, going somewhere, and then I saw you with that long hair. And then I said, "Look, I see this guy, like bad face, bad boy with a huge
Bad
hair."
boy.
Yeah, and I said,
Anand insists that I'm a bad boy, like I'm the crazy metalhead
yeah,
headbanger. Oh.
and I was pretty scared. And then when Marcus Poggi mentioned that, let's try to collaborate with Rafael Martinelli, so I said, "Ooh, okay, that crazy dude, that's scary." So okay, then you called me like in 2011, like you called me
Yeah,
to.
it was like that. And Marcus said, "Oh, we can." This Anand, I don't remember if he said your name, but he said like Anand is working with routing problems, with meta-risks to routing problem. Maybe we can join efforts and do a joint paper or something like that. And I said, okay, let's do that. And after that, Marcus just sent me an email with you in copy,
Mm-hmm.
with copy to you, and then you replied, "Okay, let's talk. Do you have a landline number?" Do you have it's a inside joke? Do you have a landline number? And I just gave the number of the lab, and he called me,
No, you
and we
called
were
me.
like, I
No.
called you. I don't
Yeah,
remember.
I
It was
gave my
something
number
like
of my
that.
office, which is like a, landline. And then you called me, and then you started talking. That's for the first time we spoke. Like we saw each other 1 year earlier, but we didn't like chat or anything. But in the next year, you just called me, and then we had a plan of collaborating. And you basically, I don't know if you remember, I had some heuristics for, I had a heuristic for the regular VRP, the classical version. and some
Yeah.
other variants, and then the plan was okay. You apply that one of the transformations from
I have the email. I just found the email.
Oh, nice.
It's from June 2011. Yes,
Yeah,
17 June 17, 2011. It was a Friday afternoon.
yeah. So it
A
was not a
very
Friday the 13th. It was Friday the 7th.
17.
Friday
Yeah.
the 17th.
And
Okay,
then
yeah.
very the way Marcus likes to write emails. The emails like a contact email with nothing, like Martinelli, and then that's it. That's the email. Great email. And I think just after that we started to talk on Google Talk.
Oh yeah, Hangouts. Yeah, previously known as
Yeah,
G Talk and
and I
Google Talk.
had and I have the history here. Look,
Nice.
you look. I have the history here, and I'm reading. Look, you asked for the number. Tell
Oh,
me the number, and I gave you the number 3527. That's the number, the extension, blah blah blah, and you said I will call you. Is it ringing there? Look at that. I have all the history.
okay. So I called you.
You called me.
Oh, my
Yes,
bad. Sorry. I think you
yes,
may have called me later in a different
and it
situation.
was and it was like Friday, June 17, 2011, 10 p.m. We were in the lab in a Friday. In a Friday.
Yeah, no, yeah.
You
That's
are you are such a nerd. You are such a nerd on in a Friday.
no.
Wow.
It's yeah. I used to uh arrive there at I think like 11 a.m. and then I was there for about 10 hours at least. I was there up to 10 p.m. sometimes more because
Yeah, yeah, it's like me. I used to arrive in PUC like 1 p.m.
Mhm.
and stay until 10, 9, 10, 11, depending on the day.
I
Yeah.
arrived at lunchtime because I had to have lunch there at UF
No,
itself.
actually, I used to have lunch at home, and then I went to PUC because it's cheaper.
Yeah, I know.
Cheaper.
Yeah, but I was living by myself, and I'm very bad, and I'm a very bad cook. I used
Ah,
to.
yeah, you came to Rio. This is one important thing because I'm from Rio
Uh,
and I study in Rio. So uh, different from you, I have lunch at home made by my family, and
yeah, good for
it
you.
was very yeah,
I used to, I think you know Puka, right? He's a
yeah.
professor at UFOP.
Hmm.
Puka
Hmm.
Wachipena. So
Hmm.
we are like, he's also very good friend, and we used to share the office and so on. He's a very good cook. He and his wife. They're.
Okay.
I even acknowledge them in my PhD thesis, not only for the help and everything, but also for the food.
For the food.
And then at some point, I used to every Saturday I used to go to the supermarket, and he was living just when I used to go walking, and his house, like his apartment, was just in the middle of the way. So I would just try to. I was often trying to convince him. Oh, do you have any plans for Saturday? So I have often ended up in his place eating his very nice, very good food from like that he used to prepare.
Not
And
nice. You
yeah,
want
yeah,
to
I used to.
eat other people food.
Yeah, I sold a lot. Yeah, right. Every time I had the opportunity to go and eat, you would call it. There's an expression in Portuguese like "filar a boia," right? When
Ah,
I went to, like, I used to go to those like the friends' house and try to eat, grab a bite as whenever it was possible. Yeah, so I didn't remember that it was like a Friday night. So very nice
me
of.
neither. Eesh, me neither.
And then I think we did our first started working, and you sent me the transform instances. I never work on carb.
I sent you the instance. Yeah, I have the history here. I
Yeah,
sent you the instances and like
it was like back
the
and
next
forth, right?
day,
With
the next day, no, 2 days later, like Sunday, you are sending me bounds.
ah,
It was like that.
yeah,
And then we did the whole. It was interesting because we did the whole paper without no without seeing each other.
yeah,
It was everything by Google Talk or landline calls,
uh-huh.
something like that. Cell phones, they were very expensive, so
Yeah,
it was way easy to use the lab phone. And then we wrote the computer operation research
Paper.
paper.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah.
my first official paper. Actually, I had one lecture note in computer science, but it was the branch cutting prize for the cart.
Mm-hmm.
But this one was the first like real
Yeah.
journal paper. It was very nice. And then after that, oh, there is the funny story when we meet. It was
Yeah.
very actually it's funny now, but in the day it was not that funny. This same conference that I went to Miami, the Informs conference on optimization, it was just 1 week before Anand's defense. Anand was going to defend his PhD and then go back to Paraíba. So
Yeah.
it was the last opportunity that I had to finally meet him in person. And then I said, okay, so I'm going to the conference. I'll try to come back just before, and then I'll go to his defense in youth. But most of the flights they are night flights, and Anand was going to present on Monday morning.
10 a.m.
It's
Yeah. That's
10 a.m.
not.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like for the people that knows Alan, are sure that he didn't choose the time. Otherwise, he was going to choose like 3 p.m., 4 p.m. to present, right?
Right. Sure.
And then I said, okay, I can't go back. I can't go back on the night from Saturday to Sunday. So I have to come back on Sunday in a day flight, in a flight during the afternoon
Mm.
from Miami, and there was just one flight during the day that I could manage to arrive in Brazil like 10 p.m. home 10 p.m. on Sunday, and then go to his defense. And this flight, there was a connection to
Brasília.
in Brasilia, yes,
Yeah.
a connection in Brasilia. And just one thing, this is the same conference that I made. I managed to go to a heavy metal concert in Fort Lauderdale that I that I said. Okay, that I said before. Okay, so it was a time that the airlines, they were crazy. There was a very big crisis in Brazil. Nothing was working well. An airlines crisis. I don't know how to say that. So when I arrived to the Miami airport, I left the taxi. I was walking through the Miami airport, and then I don't know. Well, not everybody have to know that Miami airport, it was like a curve, the
Mm.
airport, you know, and the Brazilian airline, it was the last how can I say, the last
Ca-
guichet,
yeah. Counter.
uh, counter, the last counter, whatever.
Mhm.
And then the airport was like empty, 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 empty. Very few people, everything working very well. And then I was walking, and then you start to turn around the hall, and then I could see at the end of the airport like hundreds of people. So it's like 200 people.
Mhm.
It was like, okay, that's the counter of the Brazilian airline. So when I arrived there were two flights, one to Brasilia and one to São Paulo to leave, and they didn't have the software, the computers, they were not working. It was like a mess, a completely mess. And I just went in the line, and the lady said, you have to wait in the line. It's a mess. Everybody's going to fly. Just wait. And we don't know when it's going to happen, but everybody's going to fly. Okay. By the time my plane was supposed to be taking off, I was in the line. I was still in the line without boarding pass, without anything,
Mhm.
right? And then when I got the boarding pass was written by hand. You
Mm.
know, your seat is number blah 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 in the flight number blah 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 of this airline blah blah blah. And I was like with the paper in my hand, like, how? Okay, okay. There is. I was thinking with myself, there is no chance of overbooking. No chance.
Mhm.
For sure, they're going to do this very, very right, very correct.
Mhm.
But anyway, after that, it was okay. a big delay, but everything went fine. I took the plane, but it was very delayed, and I had to go. It was like 8 hours and a half until Brasilia, and then in Brasilia I had to take another plane to Rio. When I arrived in Brasilia, I looked at the watch. I said, okay. I thought with myself, okay, I have like 1 hour, so it's possible. It's possible. But since the boarding pass, there was this crazy stuff. I had to go through immigration,
Ah, okay.
and then I had to get my luggage, and then through customs, and out of the boarding zone,
Yeah, you have to do
and
the
then I
check-in
had
again.
to go back to the counter
Uh-huh.
and say, okay, I'm in the flight to Rio. I need my boarding pass to Rio,
Mm.
and then check in again, check in my luggage again, and then go to the flight. Okay, it was seemed to be possible,
Mm.
right? When I arrived to immigration, first step, immigration. Immigration, there were like two people in immigration for a plane with 200 people. Okay, it took a lot of time. When I got to the luggage, I waited. I had two pieces of luggage. The first one it showed when I got it, and after like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, where is my luggage? Where is my luggage? And then I asked to the lady, look, I'm here almost half an hour. Where is my luggage? And then she said, oh, the oh, I forget everything.
Yeah, I know
Here,
that the thing that
uh,
it goes round and you pick up the luggages. Yeah,
what's the
I
name?
just
It's
forgot. I just forgot
in
now too.
every airport. What? How
I know.
come?
Yeah, we said esteira in Portuguese. Yeah.
Uh,
Anyway, go ahead.
it's very small, so some luggage we just pick and put there in that
Hmm.
corner. I was like, how do you do that and you don't warn anybody? And my luggage was there. And then I got the luggage in customers, in the customs. I just passed through. Look, I'm going to lose my flight. I'm going to lose my flight. And the guy, the policeman said, "Okay, go, just go, just go." And I'm full of computers now. Just kidding.
Yeah.
From Miami, like 5 computers in my. Just kidding.
Okay.
And then when I got back to the counter to check in again, it was like 15 minutes before my flight. And then they said, "You lost the plane. You lost the plane. You're not going to get this plane. It's impossible. You have to check in. You have to check your luggage, and blah 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 blah." And I said, "Okay, so you have to put me in the next flight to Rio." And the guy said, "This is the last flight to Rio." It was like 9 p.m. And I said, "Okay, I don't care. You are going to find a way that I arrive in Rio today or tomorrow morning. I have an important meeting tomorrow morning that I bought the ticket with you because of this. Otherwise, I was going to buy with another company and not doing crazy connections.
Hmm.
But I have to arrive in Rio today." And then they talked to other companies, and there was another company that had a flight to Rio, and they put me there, and it was okay, and I arrived home. And that's it. And the next day, I wake up, and then I went to Alan's defense, and I met him. I met his mother too. His mother is very nice. I really like his mother.
Yeah.
I met your father. Was your father there?
No, you met him later in
No. Yeah, I
2013.
met when I went there.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's it. So I think we are a bit late of schedule. How long
Yeah, we
is
can talk
because
a little bit more. I think we
I
have.
have I have to talk. You want me to talk about Montreal yet, right?
Yeah, we're going to get there. I think now maybe, but like I mean, you work mainly with. I mean, I'm very surprised that you still remember all the details about that. So it must be.
Yeah.
I don't know if you got a sort of a trauma, but yeah, thanks a lot for doing all of that to be able to see the presentation. I was very happy to see you there for the first time. And then you I think some few months after that you completed your PhD, right? Or a couple of months, something like that.
Actually, I was supposed to. I think you defended in February, right? You presented in February,
Early March, I think March the 5th or something.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yes, I was supposed I was supposed to present about this time.
Mm.
But the funny thing is, I during my PhD, I did the Bredikachyan prize for the carp
Mm.
and for the generalized vehicle routing problem.
Mm-hmm.
And the generalized, it solves also the capacitated vehicle
Mm-hmm.
routing problem, right? This besides the dual axis, the stuff that I did with you.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. And then by the beginning of my last year of PhD, I had the best results for the CARP compared to the literature. And I said, okay, I'm going to present. This is going to be easy. I have good results. I have good methods. I have good everything. It's impossible anybody says anything about my work, right? And then during my last year, there was this paper of some Italian guys
Bartolini, I
that
think.
yeah, I was trying not trying. I was trying not to say his name because actually until today I don't know him,
Ah, okay.
and I was I was expecting to tell this to him before like recording something like that. But
Huh.
everybody that knows me knows that Enrico Bartolini published a paper destroying all my results, and because of him, I got 6 months more in PhD just to get better results. And it's funny because I stayed like 1 year, a little bit more than 1 year, hating him. Like really, really hating him. Like I hate this guy. I hate him. If I ever meet him, I'm not going to talk to him. I'm going to punch him. It's crazy stuff like that. And it's funny because you just don't know the guy. When I get to Montreal, and then I finish my PhD, I had to delay 6 months just to improve my results, to improve the things that I was doing. I coded the energy route. I coded the uh, uh, decremental state space relaxation. I coded a lot of stuff to improve the results, and then I finished my PhD and I went to Montreal to do the postdoc.
Mm-hmm.
And it's important to say because when I arrived in Montreal, it seems that Enrico Bartolini did this work in Montreal
Yeah,
when
yeah.
in the time that he was in Montreal.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I arrived in Montreal, he just had left, you know?
Yeah.
And everybody loved Enrico Bartolini. Everybody loved Claudio. That's one of my good friends. Said the guy is very nice. You can't be upset with him. You know, but it's like this. Of course I'm not upset, and it's funny because until today we are like 10 years. No, a bit less than 10 years. 9 years already,
Mm-hmm.
almost.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't meet him.
Yeah.
I meet already Roberto Roberti. That's
Mm-hmm.
the guy that published the Energy Route. That's
Mm-hmm.
amazing guy. I really like to meet Roberto
Mm-hmm.
in a
Yeah.
very
Yeah,
good
I met him.
conference that was Root. Root was
Yeah.
very good
I met him
with
also around 9 years
Maria,
ago. Mm-hmm.
with Roberto, with Guinness, with Stefan, with some very nice guys.
Mm-hmm.
It was very nice. So I finished my PhD and then I went to Montreal for a postdoc of 1 year.
Yeah, and then you met Claudio Contardo that you mentioned now. Is from Chile.
Cloud is a very funny story too. Cloud should be here to
Yeah,
be
I hope
telling
to
this
have
story
him at some time. Yeah.
because it was like my I was already in the extension of the PhD. I was in the beginning of the fifth year of the PhD, and we in PUC we were invited to go to the column generation workshop,
Mm-hmm.
and I love column generation workshop. We organized one here in 2016, and it was supposed to happen another one last year, but with the pandemics, it didn't happen. But okay, I didn't know Claudio, and I went to the column generation conference, the workshop, and there was this severe P instances. I think most of people know that the severe P is like the holy grail. You have to if you solve the severe P, you can solve anything. It's not true, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you have like inventory routine problems and stuff like that. Split delivery, that's way harder. But the severe P is like the holy grail. And there was this instance that is, I still remember the name of
MN
this.
151K12.
Well, you should let me say that.
Yeah.
That's it was the smallest instance, not instance
Unsolved.
without proven optimality.
Yeah, yeah.
It's 1015. I know
Yeah, I
the
know,
optimum
yeah,
1015. Yeah, just to, for the people know that how much time you stay with the bounds, the lower bounds, upper bounds, study the lower bounds, upper bounds, right?
yeah.
And everybody wanted to find the optimal, to prove the optimality of this. The upper bound was already 1015, but the lower bound it was like 10-1, 10-2, 10-02, or something like that. So I don't remember, right? And then we I was really trying. We in PUC we were really trying to to close this instance. And then we went to Beaumont near Montreal for column generation. It was my first time in Montreal. It was in February or March of 2012, something
Mm.
like that. And then I met this Chilean guy, Claudio Contardo, and we were talking, blah blah blah, and he said, "Oh, I proved the optimality of MN 151," and we were like, "What? No,
Are you kidding
you
me?
no, you don't. No, but I proved the optimality because it was very far, still very far to
Mhm.
close the gap with like enumeration stuff like that." And and he was like, "Yes, I proved optimality," and we were like, "No, you don't. There's something wrong in your code." We were like that, and for like 2 days, I was like, "I hate this guy." Again,
Again, come on.
I hate this guy. No, it's impossible. He didn't prove the optimality. He didn't prove the optimality. And there was me. Uh, it was There was me, Diego. There was another student of Marcos. Marcos, Eduardo Show was there too, and we were talking like, "Do you believe that he proved the optimality?" No, no, I don't believe. And then I remember, I went. Really, really, we were talking like
So you're
that. It was
speculating.
very crazy, crazy because everybody wanted to close that instance.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted. No, it's impossible. He didn't, and he was like a PhD student. What this PhD student saying? Yeah. But he was Guy, right? Guy student,
Uh-huh.
Guy Desonnier student. It's not anyone student. And then I remember I was having lunch with him, right? I thought, okay, so if this guy he closed the instance, he's going to explain to me how he did that. So I have to talk to him, right? And then I went to have lunch with him, and I told him, "Look, I don't believe you closed the instance. How do you close it? What did you do? What did you do? I don't believe, really. I'm sorry for saying that. I don't believe." And what Claudio did, it was amazing. He got his phone and he said, "I can show you. I can show you." And then he unlocked his phone and he just logged in his computer at the university through SSH in the cell phone.
Okay.
I was like, and he showed me the log, first the log of his results. Look the logs here. Look like this. And then I add cuts here like this, and then I do this, and I do this kind of cuts, this robust cuts, and then when I reach here, I start to enumerate and blah blah blah. He even showed me his code, and I said, "Okay, I believe you, thank you." And after that, we became friends.
Yeah.
After that, it was like, okay, this guy is amazing. This guy is amazing. And then we spent like 4 days in column generation. It was like February, March, and in September the same year, I went to live in Montreal.
Mm.
And I arrived in Montreal, and I went to a hostel because I didn't have place to go. I arrived in Montreal. I went to a hostel. In the first night that I was in Montreal, he invited me to his place. I went to his place. I met his wife. There was no kid.
Mhm.
Now he has 2 kids.
Clara,
I
right?
met his wife, and then after that we went to his friends' place, like Chilean guys,
Hmm.
that they were going to play poker and drink beer, and that was my night. It was very nice. He's an incredible guy. I like a
Yeah,
lot,
yeah, yeah.
Claudio.
I met Claudio during the World Cup period when he was here
Mm-hmm.
in Brazil, and then we watched the second half. Actually, when he was there was a game, he was staying in Natal, and then I invited him just to come to João Pessoa for 1 or 2 days. He came, and then he came to our lab, and there's a nice photo. That's where actually Luciano Costa, he met him there, and we tried to arrange for him to do PhD in Montreal at
Mm-hmm.
that time.
Yeah, yeah, he did.
Yeah, so we watched, I think, Costa Rica and Italia, something like that. Costa Rica and Italy. Uh,
And
the
Italian.
second, this Italia, second
And
half.
Italian.
I think the first half we saw somewhere, and the second half we saw at my place. And Manuel Yori was here too. So we all supporting Costa Rica, of course, not Italia. And then Costa Rica won that game, if I'm not mistaken. And then Claudio was there. It was very nice, and yeah, such a lovely person, and I look forward to meet him again. So actually, at that a few years ago, you came to my house, right? To my place in
Um,
2013.
it was just after Montreal. So I went to
Yeah.
Montreal. I did my postdoc there with Professor Michel Gamache for Polytechnique de Montreal
Mm-hmm.
on scheduling problems applied to mining, and it was very good. I really liked Montreal. And then after 1 year, I came back to Brazil, and just when I came back, I went to Paraíba. Yeah,
Yes.
I went there because the Brazilian Symposium on Operation Research was going to be in Natal. That's
Yes.
very close to João Pessoa.
180
And then
kilometers.
yeah, and then I stayed 1 week in your place.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So.
I went out without you. I remember some this trip. It was very nice because first I lost my flight because I didn't wake up,
Uh-huh.
and then I had to take the flight to Recife
Yeah, I
instead,
had to arrange someone to pick you
instead
up there.
yeah, instead of João Pessoa. There was the defense of Arnold student. I
Luciano.
lost the
Luciano.
Luciano.
Luciano
Yeah,
Costa.
yeah, defense of Luciano. It was going to be in the morning, but the flight it was like 6 a.m. And I said, okay, 6 a.m. It's not going to have any traffic jam near the airport, and there was. It was incredible, like Monday morning, and then I lost my flight.
Yeah, I remember you called me. And I
Yeah,
lost my
you had
flight.
from the airport, and you
I,
had to postpone the presentation to the afternoon.
yeah, I
I
suggested you to
get a
take a
flight.
flight to Recife. Yeah.
I took a flight to Recife. I spent very. It was very expensive. I had to buy. It was the first time in my life that I bought in the airport.
Yeah.
That you get in the counter at the airport. I need a ticket to Recife right now, and the lady said, "Okay, it's 800 reals." And then you arrange a person to pick me up
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
Recife and drive me up to João Pessoa. It was
Yes.
very nice. And then there was the defense.
Yeah, and
Very
then
nice.
soon after that we went to Natal, and then I introduced you to Thibaut Vidal there. I don't know if you remember. It was there
Actually, I met Thibaut in Montreal. I met
before.
Thibaut in optimization days. Yes,
Oh,
in optimization
okay.
days in the year before, and I met him because of you too. Because I was in optimization days, you sent me a message telling, "Look, are you in optimization days?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm in optimization days." And you said, "Oh, look, Thibaut is there too." I said, "Okay, I don't know him. What should I do?" And I'm not going to say, "Oh, hello, Thibaut. I'm a friend of Alan." I'm not going to do that. And actually, it doesn't look, but I'm a bit of an introvert. I have this thing that if I don't know the person, it's very hard for me to talk to him.
Okay.
It's very hard. I have this problem if I don't know the person. But if someone saying me, "Look, this is Anand," it's enough, and then I start to talk to the person. I have this with me, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It I find it's very very difficult to start to talk to people that I don't know. And then you told me, no, just go there and talk to him. Say, look, I'm Rafael Martinelli, and I'm Anand's friend, and he told me to talk to you. And I remember I have the image in my head. We were in HC. I was going down through the stairs near the Côte Sainte-Catherine, and I saw Thibaut downstairs like alone walking,
Mm-hmm.
and I just uh, fastened
You ran up to catch him.
to catch him.
Mm-hmm.
And then they said, Thibaut, you are Thibaut Vidal, right? And say, yeah. I said, no, I'm Rafael Martinelli. I don't know. I did exactly what you asked me to do.
Mm-hmm.
And it was great. It was great. And Thibaut started to talk to me like we were friends,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know? And then started like this. We had some conversations during optimization days, but and then after that only in Natal.
Ah, that's
You know?
that. Ah, yeah. So that's the second time you met him. I brought
Yeah.
that to the
We have
conversation.
several good pictures in Natal of this day. We
Ah,
three.
oh,
Me, you, and Thibaut.
nice.
With Puka, with Eduardo, with some other guys, but we have some pictures, just three of us.
Yeah, I brought
Very,
this
very nice
this
pictures.
this to the conversation because you ended up working in the same university, the two of you, although
Yeah.
in different departments, and then you end up
Yes.
collaborating, and it is like it was very nice. Like during the next years, when did you find your position in PUC? When did you start working there? Do you remember the
I
2000?
started 2016,
2016. Okay.
but and Thibaut, I think 1 year before,
Yeah,
15.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, you were
Yeah, it
like
was.
in the similar period
Yeah.
you started. Yeah, it
And
was.
it's funny because I just to get back something that I said before.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Montreal for 1 year, and then I came back to Brazil and I started a postdoc in the Federal University of Ouro Preto,
Mm-hmm. UFOP.
UFOP,
Mm-hmm.
and then so I stayed in Montreal until the middle of 13. I went to UFOP and spent like almost 2 years in UFOP.
Mm.
And after that, I realized that I had to come back to Rio
Mm.
because I have a son. My
Mm.
son is 11 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and all this Montreal, Ouro Preto. My son was here in Rio, and it was very hard for me. This is one of the main reasons that I came back from Montreal, you know. And nowadays my son is 11. He lives with me. He's here. Probably he sent me messages asking if it's already done here.
Yeah.
And and then I came back to Rio about like April 2015. No, and remember that I said that I did a master plan that
Yeah.
I was going to be a professor. But during all this time, since I came back from Montreal, I was doing exams for universities, and it was pretty hard to get a position. And then it was like 2015. I didn't have the position. I was sick of doing postdocs. I was like 2 years and something of postdocs, and I came back to Rio. I talked to Marcos Poggi again, my once advisor, forever advisor.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
My advisor, and he said, okay, we can try to do something like. We can try a postdoc here in PUC, or I can get something for you in the industry, or something like that, right? And remember that I did the master plan in 2007, the plan of become a professor in 2007, thinking that I was going to do my PhD in 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 I was going to get a position.
Mm-hmm.
And it was already 15, and I didn't have anything yet. But the thing is, I spent, after coming back from Ouro Preto, I spent like 2 months to get something, and during these 2 months, I was broke.
Mm-hmm.
I broke
Yeah.
officially,
Yeah.
like broke. I don't have money, you know. And my family helped me. It was a very hard time. So if you want to follow academic career, know that you can break
Yeah.
with. It's funny because you never think of being with. In 2015, I had 33 years
Mm-hmm.
old, 33, and I was broke. I had nothing. You know, it's
Yeah.
some things that you have to do, like to get get to where you want to
To
get
be.
to your dreams.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I still wanted that. But my family helped me for a while, but for this time. But soon after that, Marcus got a position for me in the industry, working with planning, scheduling, planning, and it was very nice. And I spent the rest of 2015 working with that. And when I got the position in PUC,
Oh,
actually
okay.
I knew the position in October, but the position was to start in January.
Okay.
So and
Yeah.
then I started January 2016.
Yeah, you
It
had the
was
opportunity to also to. I think you got approved also in the when there was a
you,
position in UF with Eduardo Show and
yes,
Arthur Pessoa, and you
mhm,
declined that. I think they were not very happy about
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Oh, actually, uh, I really like Eduardo and Arthur. I really like Eduardo and Arthur, and I thought a lot about this. I thought a lot about this. But the point is, I I've been in PUC for 7 years, and I was used to PUC, and Marcos was there, my advisor was there, and it was not easy to choose,
Yeah.
you
Just
know.
to provide
And
some context, the PUC is a private university, one of the top
yeah, and
in
and
Brazil.
there,
If
there is also this.
and
There's
the
also
other
this because
UF.
some people think I'm crazy because I declined a public job for a private job. The salary is not that different, okay? But I declined a public job that with stability and blah 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 to stay in a private institution. But we have this saying that o son of PUC, but filho da PUC. Uh, Porque in Portuguese it sounds like a cursing.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, sound like cursing. So so I talked to Eduardo Shoa, and I decided to go to PUC. This is one thing too, because sometimes you have to make decisions. I like to talk to about this to several people, especially sometimes to students, because sometimes you have to do some difficult decisions that they don't seem to be the right decision if you think like everybody else, you know. And I think I was very I succeed sometimes taking these decisions, that some of them nowadays they seem like very simple, but other ones no. I remember when I was in the university in college, I was doing like how can I say trainee,
Yeah,
estagiário in
training. Yeah,
English.
yeah.
There is
You were like
another.
intern,
It's
intern,
trainee,
intern.
intern, an internship in the best internship you could have for computer science. It was in the National Bank of Development, BNDES. I had this internship. It used to pay like a lot for part-time internship. Like by the time it was like a 3.5 minimum wage in Brazil, 3 salários mínimos e meio. It was, but by the time the minimum wage was like 100 reals. So it's not like no, it was 200, I think, something like that.
You mean
And it was amazing.
you mean
Everybody
2000?
wants
I think
this.
right. 2000.
Sorry?
You were earning like 2000 bucks or reais for.
No, the minimum wage by that time it was 200, like 200 reals.
Really?
But the internship, yeah, but the internship for part time, you earn three
Times that.
minimum wages, 3.5 times that.
Okay. Right.
You know, with other benefits, and everybody wanted this. But for taking this, only the best, you had to had like the how can I say CR? CR,
Okay. You need like
the
a score,
grade,
good score.
they score. Yeah, they score 70% or more. It was impossible in computer science, and I used to have like 88%. And I was in this internship, but I was doing almost nothing. Actually, I used to update web pages, do things
Simple
like
stuff.
that,
Did not
simple
challenge
things.
you, right? You didn't feel
And I
challenged.
wanted to code. By that time, I was participating in programming contests, and I want to have an internship with coding. So I decided to change internship to go to another company, a private company, to work more and earn less. I was going to I used to work 20 hours a week. I was going to work 30 hours a week. I used to get like blah, and I was going to get less than that. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and usually a person was not going to do this.
Mm.
You know, to do something like that. And I decided to do this because I knew that I was going to code in this company.
Mm-hmm.
And then and it happened. I spent like months in this internship coding every day, and
Mm-hmm.
it improved a lot my coding skills, and it was the best thing to do. This seems to be okay because it was just an internship.
Mm-hmm.
But another decision that was important in my life, it when I was in the first year of master, when I finished the university, I did the exam for Petrobras,
Mm.
for the big company,
Big
for the
company in
big
Brazil.
oil company in Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wants to work there because you get very good salaries and stability, and it's public,
Mm-hmm.
and etc. And and I was going to the master, but a friend of mine that graduated with me, he said, "Okay, I'm going to do that. Do you want to do the exam with me, just to see how the exam is?" I said, "Okay, let's do the exam." And then I passed.
I
I
didn't know
passed
about
for
that.
Petrobras.
Oh,
Huh?
okay. I didn't know
You
about
don't
that.
know?
No, no.
You don't know about
I
that?
had no clue
I
about
have
that.
I have an argument with my father because of that. It's
Oh,
fun because it's the dream job of most people, you know.
so you
And
declined
then
two very good jobs, like,
no,
and yeah, that's nice.
and then and no, but this one was easy. At least for me, it was easy because I had something in my mind that I really wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, between PUC and UF, it was very hard to decide.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then I passed to Petrobras. I went there for the first day for the presentation, not just for instructions of documents, of physical exams, blah 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 blah. And I went there and I thought, this is going to be like amazing, but this is I know that if I get this job, my life is made. I'm going to have good salaries, stability, and blah blah blah. And but one thing that I thought, but probably I'm not going to work with the things that I like,
Mm-hmm.
and I like algorithms, and I
Mm-hmm.
like optimization, and probably I'm not going to work with that. Probably I'm going to work with web development, process software development, and stuff like that. And then I decided not to go. And
Mm-hmm.
then I just declined the job, right? And my father, he got upset.
Yeah, I can
My
imagine
father
that.
got
Yeah.
a bit upset
Yeah.
with
I know,
me.
yeah.
He said, "How come you can do that? How come you you're not going to Petrobras? It's impossible. No, and nobody declines that." It was something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, but on the other hand, I have the person that most incentivized me my whole life, my mother.
Mm-hmm.
My mother always did anything, supported me in my decisions.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
want to go to the master? Yes. You want not to go. You don't want to go to Petrobras because you prefer to keep on your master and find a job that you're going to work with optimization things that you love. Okay, go for it. My mother was always like
Very
that.
supportive.
So
Mm-hmm. Very that.
yeah, it was very. My mother is the most important person in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, my mother and my son,
Of course.
because she did everything.
Yeah, I know.
She supported everything. I want to go to Montreal to do postdoc for 1 year, and my son is going to be in Brazil. And said, okay, I help you. I do what you need.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah, my parents did the same. I also have that bond.
no,
Yeah, I know that's very important. Like that's especially when you're in trouble or when you need really help, and they're there for you. That's amazing. Not everybody can count on that. So we're being
yeah.
extremely lucky.
And coming back from decision, and this is the kind of thing, because sometimes you don't choose.
Hmm.
Sometimes you just don't choose. It seems so easy to choose. It's so easy to choose this. Everybody would choose this option
Mm.
here. you know and you don't ask yourself, do I really want this? You know, I
Mm.
really want this, and you may end up with
Money,
not
but
bad,
not really happy.
uh, not bad choices, but
Mm-hmm.
wrong choices. You
Okay.
know,
Mm-hmm.
you could be better. You know, and this is one thing that when I talk about this with students or whatever, sometimes with my son, I say you have to you have to follow your dreams first. You must have a concrete dream, okay, something that's achievable,
Yeah.
okay, before ever before starting. You must look for something achievable, and you have to keep this in mind, and you have to keep working for that, you know, because when I was in 2007 and I said, okay, I'm going to be a professor, and probably I'm going to be a professor in 2000. It was seven, yeah, seven. In 2012, actually, I became a professor in 2016. Took me 9 years,
Mm.
9 years. And nowadays, like, I'm in the job that I like. I love to do what I do.
Mm-hmm. That's very
Uh,
good.
there is also things that you don't like to do, of course, bureaucratic stuff and things like that, but you have
Administrative
to
work,
do.
yeah, it takes time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
administrative stuff. I'm the coordinator of graduate studies of the department, and I
Mm-hmm.
know it's hard. Sometimes the bad part is because of me. I'm the guilty one
Yeah, the
of
bad guy.
trying
Yeah, I always knew
the
it.
try no, no, what I mean
I'm
is
joking.
sometimes we try to do way more things that we are able to do,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and you suffer because of this, but that's it. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah,
Nowadays,
yeah. I'm glad that you like. It's very nice that you shared these stories. That people that are watching they may get inspired.
no, it's because Anna, because sometimes people sees you today, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Even the friends that I have since I was a teenager,
Mm-hmm.
you know, they talk to me today and they think, oh, it seems to be easy, you know. It
Mm-hmm.
seems like the first thing, it seems that you had all planned.
Mm-hmm.
Like it went out exactly like you planned,
Mm.
and it didn't happen, or it was easy for you because you are intelligent, you are good, you are whatever, you know. But sometimes it's just not
Just not
easy,
that.
you
Yeah,
know.
yeah. I
And I
know.
and I like to talk about this. Otherwise, it looks like easy,
Mm.
you know. Oh, let's become a professor. It's very easy to do that, you know. It's
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
of
I
course,
mean,
it's different for different people.
mhm. Very nice. So I think before we end this conversation, that I mean, it's time just flies. I didn't even notice that
Yeah.
it's been more than an hour that we've been
And
talking.
I and I didn't want to do this today
Yeah, yeah, you were crying. Like, let's do 40 minutes. Yeah, but I mean, since I mean you have this very nice position.
because it's again almost 10 p.m.
Yeah, I
and
know.
we are here. Actually, at least today is Tuesday,
Yeah,
but it's already 10 p.m. again.
yeah,
Talking
again.
to Alan at 10 p.m. and I didn't have dinner yet.
Yeah. Okay. So
Okay,
before I get you
but
to, I think your son wants to your company. But what you're saying? You were saying something.
no, just to finish, and then I missed we missed the part of Pookie, right?
No, that's okay.
But
If you want to, like, I think you that part you were like you put a lot of effort in the development stages of your career,
mhm.
and now like you're doing super good. Like you publish many papers. You already advise master's
But
dissertation.
once again, when you start as a professor officially, you have other challenges, and we can leave this for
Yeah, we
another
can
opportunity
opportunity.
because it's already too late, and the video probably is already like 1 hour and a half,
Yeah, maybe
right?
it's, yeah, close to that, I think. And I mean, just to conclude, I would like you to. I know that might be students that might be interested in working with you, and like what type of students are you looking for? Like graduate students to like if they want to have the opportunity to do research with you under your supervision. What are the possibilities and what type of student do you expect to have? And I know
Well,
you. I know you're doing a lot of stuff like with Julia nowadays with the
yeah.
new industry. So.
Even doing computer science nowadays, I'm in the Department of Industrial Engineering,
Mm-hmm.
and we have the graduate program of production engineering.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the kind of students that I would like to have
Mm-hmm.
is graduate students, master or PhD. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
PhDs are mostly welcome,
Mm-hmm.
and people that want to work with operation research, right? You don't need to know how to code, but you must want to learn to code, and because what my best experiences nowadays with engineering students are students that they want to learn how to code, and then I can teach them. I can tell them like you have to learn only this part here to work with me. You don't need to learn like object orienting and la la la, and then a lot of stuff that you learn in computer science. You only have to learn this, and Julia helps a lot
Mm-hmm.
with this,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And I have already two students that they two no I have more than two. I have some students that decided to learn how Julia working with me, and I taught them. I taught them, right?
Yeah,
Taught
thought. Yeah.
them, taught them, and they were very very successful. They did very very good dissertations,
Mm-hmm.
thesis. Applica- it's because in Portuguese it's the other way
Yeah,
around.
dissertation. Yeah, it's master
Yeah,
dissertation.
dissertations, and I also have like two students that they two three students that got prizes,
Yeah. Mm.
okay, doing things like that, you know. So if you like math, operation research, and you want and you are
You want to learn how to
available,
code.
you want to learn how to code at least for doing our stuff, you are mostly welcome, you know.
Yeah. So I mean, I think we may need a second part. I may have to bug you maybe later. I don't know when. So we can maybe talk more technical stuff, or what are your impressions on like where are we now on the development of branch and price or branch and cut and price algorithms, because you don't have like very some ready-made tools such as Cplex and stuff like that. Like you have to resort to other stuff. Maybe the Coluna project from the people in Bordeaux that has a lot of collaboration with Rio and also our group as well. So I mean, there's a lot of things that we can cover, and I would just like to thank you quite a lot for having putting the time to have this amazing conversation. I there are a lot of stories that I didn't know about, and I just love to hear all of
There
them.
are there are way more stories that I
Yeah.
can tell. There are stories of conferences that are very funny. It will be interesting because sometimes people think that conference there it's just like very serious and stuff like that. But sometimes you can do several nice things, you know. And I have some good stories. We can
Yeah, we can revise
schedule
it.
another one.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So I
we
hope
can
I
schedule
hope
another one.
I hope you had fun in this like, and I hope the people that are watching will learn a lot from your experience and from your stories. And thanks
Let's
a
hope
lot.
let's hope somebody reaches until the end of this
Yeah,
video
I
because
know. Yeah,
it's
yeah. But it's
gigantic.
yeah, but it's like that, you know. It just can just skip if they like. But
if
yeah,
if you if you that's watching until now, and you watch the video until now like more than 1 hour, please send me a message. I want to know. I want to know if somebody is going to watch this video until now. Please
yeah.
send me a message. It's not hard to find any contact of myself in the internet, or Alan can provide whatever. Okay?
Sure. Okay. So see you soon. Stay safe there, and
See you.
yeah. Bye.
We have to talk because we have to finish papers.
Oh yeah, that's another that. Okay, that's another call. That let's do that
Another
later.
call. Yeah.
Okay. Ciao. Bye.
Ciao.